What is up, NFC West football fans, and welcome into another edition of the NFC West Roundtable. We are just over a week away from the NFL draft. We're ever so close to finding out who the four teams within the NFC West wind up taking with their first round pick, and so on as we head into draft weekend. As we head into tonight's episode, we will be simulating the first 3 rounds of the 2025 NFL draft. All 4 teams will be making their selections in the first 3 rounds. That's what we have coming your way on tonight's episode of the NFC West Roundtable. Before we dive into it, wanted to let you know, as always, we are powered by Underdog Fantasy. Download the app, use the promo code RTS. That will get you a $1,000 bonus credit plus a free pick. Once again, Underdog Fantasy. The promo code is RTS. Use that promo code to receive a $1,000 bonus credit plus a free pick. All right, without further ado, let's bring in the fellas. Boys, so good to see you. Welcome in as always. We are just a hair over a week away from the draft. How are we feeling, boys? You guys ready to rock or what?
I'm so excited for this, man. I'm a little disappointed that we're only doing 3 rounds, but I get it. If we did 7 rounds, we'd be here for like 6 hours. I know how this group rolls. I get it. I'm just saying, I'm a little disappointed. Okay, can we all commit to trying to get through this as quickly as possible? Because I really like your guys' thoughts on the draft, and I trust your guys' eye. And so I would like to hear for the later rounds, like just 3 guys that you absolutely love, just out of curiosity. So only if we have time.
Listen,
the only way that's possible is if
I got all the time in the world, man.
We're not handcuffed by anything. If you fellas, now we got to make a promise to each other earlier. If you fellas want to run through it, we can, but we can't sit and analyze every single pick. So we got to right here, right now. We're not cuffed. So if we want to run through the whole thing, as long as we say, I want this guy, a quick blurb as to why, and go through, I'm down. I'll leave it up to the floor, though. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I like that idea.
I say let's do it.
Yeah, because everybody's at this point, they know these players. So there's not a lot of reason to break much of these guys down. They're deep into it.
All right, I love it. Now, we've said this a million times before. We said we're going to truly test our ability tonight to see how cohesive we can be. This is our ultimate exam, folks, a week before. So you know what? Screw it. I'm going to hit the 7 button on PFF. Before we dive into the full draft, now that we're going from 3 rounds to 7 rounds, I'm even more excited because, like you just mentioned, Brandon, we do know for the most part who these guys are in the top 3. What are the ending round picks going to look like, and what might those end up looking like for the team that takes them? Before we get into hitting the go button, is there a particular setting you guys like more than the others in order to kind of have this go the way you typically like it to go on PFF side of things?
I think default's pretty good. I think public's better than the PFF because that takes into account them. That's the main thing for me. So
okay, and then speed, fast, somewhere in
turbo.
Yeah, we can also turbo it towards the later. Don't you guys want to trade up, or are we not trading up? Or trade?
I was going to say,
if you want to trade up, I think you should probably specify that before.
True.
So we should do turbo, but
do this.
Have a plan.
You can trade up when our picks come up. So when one of us comes up for a pick and somebody else wants to trade up fairly soon because he's seen a player on there, just jump ahead on that way.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I can do as well is I can have it go like moderately fast the first few rounds, and then can change it.
Can you change it after?
Yep, you could change it during.
Yeah, you can change it during.
Let's do that, because otherwise that would take 3 hours if
Agreed.
you couldn't change it.
I know, it's crazy. So I'll leave it at this setting for the first 3 rounds, and then once we get through that, we'll up the speed, and then if there's ever an opportunity you guys see for trading, let me know, and I'll hit the pause button on it. Sound good?
Cool.
Okay.
All right. So
should we hold on? One more thing. One more ground rule.
I was just taking out my knife, man.
Yeah. For trading, should we limit it to like 1 or 2 trades for each of us? So we're not just like
you got one
all over the place.
You got a good
one trade.
We all get one shot.
I love it.
Right, okay. I like that. One trade. Everybody knows the rules. All 4 teams are selected. without further ado, let's dive into it. Let's do a full 7-round mock right here.
I just know that Jake wants to trade up for Jackson Dart, and I don't want to take that.
Listen, he's been talking with the Titans this entire time. We've been kind of talking here.
Where's the conviction for Shadur, Jake? Where's the conviction for Shadur? New Orleans is sitting there, man. They're just ready to all takers. Come on.
I feel like I'm being bullied right now.
All right, let's go.
All right, fellas, without further ado, Brandon, I wish you had this on your board. I should have told you ahead of time, but I'll do it myself.
I got to get this board right.
Why can't
we get copy written on that one?
All right, here we go. We're off and running. Starting the draft off. We all know what happens towards the top. Wait a minute. Just want to say, PFF. Man, oh man,
love the PFF.
Shador gone early. Shador is gone early. Sorry to Jake. It's going to have to be Dart if you want a quarterback. But for right now, we go to Jesse's San Francisco 49ers on the clock at pick 11. Jesse, send us in the card.
What trades do I have available? Because I might want to trade back here. If this
Let's
is
take a peek. You
Maybe
have a ton on the table. You basically have a third of the league looking to trade with you. The Dolphins, the Bengals. Wow. Brandon Seahawks looking to maybe make a deal with you. Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah. Don't you dare. Don't you effing dare. Jesse, look in me in my eyes right now.
Let's move back to with
look
the
in my
Dolphins.
eyes and feel my soul.
Move back to, yeah.
Okay, let's take a peek. So the Dolphins have pick 13. Here are the Dolphins picks. Here are your picks. Jesse, what would you like to try to do with Miami?
Let's do 13 and 98. For 11 and 138. See if they take that. Oh, they're just going to take 11. Look at those fools.
You were being a good sport. You want to make sure.
I don't listen. I don't want to like just jack the whole thing. You know, all right. That's a fair trade.
You're always looking to make sure TD's taken care of, which I like about you. That's very nice.
Yeah, so, he needs it.
Yeah. All right. So that winds up going through. Jesse has just traded back. He trades
That's my one trade. We'll take it.
One trade, he trades 2 back to the Miami Dolphins to the 13th pick now. So Miami takes Membu with the 11th overall pick. Michael Williams goes 12 to the Dallas Cowboys. And now, Jesse, back on the clock at 13. Who are you going with?
So I want to try to make this as real as possible as well. Membu is there, and if Membu's really, truly there, that's who I'm going to take. I don't think he's going to be there, and that's why I was willing to trade back. I'm going to go with Brandon's favorite guy, Walter Nolan, here.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
God.
I knew it.
Wow.
I knew it.
Walter Nolan.
Yeah.
On the board. And now this is just to clarify, going into next week, this is what you're looking for in your world of dreams, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually fine with multiple guys. Walter Nolan, Will Johnson, Jahdae Barron. I'm good with and even Michael Williams are probably the 4 that I would be most okay with. I think you can make an argument for other guys. If Membu is there, it's a no-brainer. You take Membu. But I genuinely don't think you will be there. So for the sake of trying to be as realistic as possible, I didn't want to take him there at 11. If I stayed at 11, I probably would have taken Nolan or Jahdae Barron. I love both those guys. Flip a coin either way. But I know that Brandon hates Walter Nolan, and so that's why I had to take him here.
Hell yeah.
Well, Jesse's keeping it real. Walter Nolan is a San Francisco 49er. Pick 13. We travel 3 picks down the board to Mike's Arizona Cardinals at 16. Mike, what's the move at 16?
So let's take a look here. Go and do me a favor. Can you scroll down just a little bit?
Sure.
Okay, too far. Go back up. Okay, so I am taking a look here. This is crazy. So we got McMillan there. You got Ezraku, Kenneth Grant, James Pierce. Okay, so I'm going to try to be realistic as I possibly can as well. I do love Mike Green, but that's not a Monty Ossenfort type guy. I'm going to be real here. I love Kenneth Grant, but if this is the way that the board falls, I'm going to have to go with probably my top guy that I feel like he's actually going to be in the top 10. I'm going to go Jalen Walker. I'm going to bring Jalen Walker over to the Arizona Cardinals. Primarily using him as the edge rusher for the Cardinals. It's a toss-up between me and James Pierce and Jalen Walker, but I'm going to go Jalen Walker.
Wow. All right. Jalen Walker, defensive side of the ball for the Arizona Cardinals at 16 out of Georgia. Couple paces down the board, we go to Brandon Seahawks. Brandon, pick
Tasty. tasty looking here. I got so many picks I could go with, but I got to stay to my convictions on this one. I've called them Hello Dinata, the next generation, and I'm not stopping here. Give me my nose tackle, free up Byron Murphy to go be a Hellion. Give me Kenneth Grant.
Kenneth Grant out of Michigan is a Seattle Seahawk. Wow, I'm loving how this is looking so far, fellas.
I don't want to hear you talk about that offensive line ever again, Brandon.
I'm dealing with it. I'm dealing with it.
Let's see what Jake deals with at pick 27. Jackson Dart still on the board. Jake, you know him for 2 years. We'll see what happens here. What are you thinking at 26?
So I will 100% be trading down, even though I love Luther Burden here. I'm going to trade down. Not even going to waste your time here. Philadelphia Eagles.
Trade with the Bills. That'd be so fun.
I was going to say, I'd love to know who my Bills want at 26, but here we go. You have 14 trade offers, Jake. So basically half the league's looking to do something with you here. You mentioned the Philadelphia Eagles, who, funny enough, are not one of the teams looking to make a trade on this.
I'll do the trade with the Eagles. They'll accept my trade.
Let's take a peek. Philadelphia Eagles.
I've manipulated this thing enough.
Yes. So I'm gonna trade down 6 spots to 32.
Okay.
Holding on to that 5th-year option. I'm gonna acquire 64.
Whoa.
And I'm gonna give 101 away. So pick swap. Now offer the trade.
So that says there's a 0 chance it'll go through.
Yeah. But based on my trade chart here, it's perfectly
on the Ellenbogen.
Not PFF.
That's good.
Yeah, the Ellenbogen special.
That one
that one is.
It's gonna work. It's gonna work.
Hold on. So you get to move up 50 spots in exchange for them moving up 6 spots. Is that kind of what you're looking at here?
Mm-hmm.
So you want me to force this through, is what you're saying?
No, I want you to offer the trade.
No, don't force it. Just offer it.
Oh, okay.
I've seen him go through.
Wow.
There you go. I've seen him go through.
Houdini,
Dang.
Tell me why it said this will not go through at the bottom of this.
Because it becomes dumb. I don't know. They're like it.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Now I'm the dumb one.
Now the Eagles can go up and probably take the best defensive lineman there. All right. So.
Wow, well, we will resume. That was hilarious. I've never seen that happen before, but the trade was made. So now,
my goodness. All right, this is tough because he fell, and I love him. Luther Burden.
Okay.
But I'm going to go in a different direction here.
Okay.
Jackson Dart?
No.
Jackson Dart.
I'm going to do something that I think some Rams fans know where I'm going with. I'm going to go Jalen Milroe here because I think this is something that, one, they might actually do. And I got to tell you right now, when you look at Jalen Milroe, the athletic profile and everything, Les Snead, Sean McVay have never even touched anybody like this. They did work on him. I have a feeling this is real, and you get him here at 32. I know if the Browns and Giants don't pick a quarterback, they are looking. Milroe, his former offensive coordinator, Tommy Rees, is in Cleveland, and the Giants really like him. And I'm sure the Steelers could draft him if Shedeur isn't there. But Milroe is one of those guys that I didn't really think was going to be a first-round pick. I never really bought into it. The more and more I watch him, I think this guy has it. And I think people are going to say he doesn't because Anthony Richardson. But I watch him, and I think a lot of the things he doesn't have are correctable. And I think in Sean McVay's offense, he has a chance to be absolutely lethal. They can use him this year as kind of like a, gadget option, like a Taysom Hill. But I think post Stafford, you get the elite arm strength, you get the elite athleticism. And if anybody is going to make this kid work, it's going to be Sean McVay. So I got Jalen Milroe.
He got invited for a reason. I think the NFL thinks he's going round 1 too. So.
And this is something you don't think is plausible in the second round. You think it's either here or it's not happening.
I think he goes probably first or second pick in the second. Okay. And I'm still not convinced that the Browns and Giants won't trade up. I mean, that's an easy trade up if you really like the guy.
Yeah.
So the way I see it is that the Rams have done their research on him. They've done their work on him. And Matthew Stafford, I'll tell you right now, no matter how the media spins it, Matthew Stafford was gone. It was over. And he came back, 11th hour deal. And I think it wakes up the Rams a little bit and says, you know what? we have to prepare for the future. And now what I would also say for people complaining, like this is a Super Bowl team. Why? First off, I think they're ready to win the Super Bowl now. They're 14 yards away from being the Eagles, and I don't think that team is as good as they are this year. That's the first thing. The second thing is that this is one of the best drafting teams since McVay and Les Snead got together in 2017. They found Puka Nacua in the 5th round. They find guys. So, yeah, I think with that said, I trust their ability to draft. I know I trust my ability to draft. So Jalen Milroe, 32.
Wow, an absolute stunner to close out next Thursday evening. Should it
This is
happen?
awesome.
Jalen Milroe.
Before you do that, Ebot,
Sure.
so when you draft them, at the Viking, it's not the Viking, the Tennessee Titans, pause it there. So put this through, but pause it at the Tennessee Titans in the 2nd round, please.
I'll make it go awfully slow so I have a chance to do it. Okay. Wow. All right. So we stay up all night Thursday night for a crazy trade made by the Rams to give Jalen Milroe the quarterback position in LA. Unbelievable. Here it is. We're off and running. Jalen Milroe, you are a Ram. Okay. Now I'm doing it slow-mo so that we can get to the Tennessee Titans pick. And we're here. Mike, you told me to pause on Tennessee. Talk to me about what the plan is here.
Okay, never mind. Keep continuing.
Never mind, says Mike. Do you want me to keep it slow, or do you want me to?
No,
who did you want? Did you want Burden?
Yeah, I wanted Burden. Yep.
Oh,
gotcha. Burden robbed from you by the Cleveland Browns at the top of the 2nd round. So we'll pick it back up in the 2nd round here and speed through. Next up, of course, Jesse at pick 43. And we're there. Jackson Dart, by the way, welcome to the Meadowlands.
Yeah.
It's going to be a pleasure to have you, Jackson.
Yep.
Can't wait to see you twice a year.
Oh, yes, he's gone. Yeah. I can't accidentally pick him now.
All right, Jesse, what do we got here? Board's looking nice, especially on the defensive end of things here. What are we looking at pick 43?
I'm gonna have a little fun with it because I think if this player's there, I do think Kyle Shanahan likes him a lot, and Kyle Shanahan loves to take his running backs. I haven't done this in drafts, and so I'm just going to be a little bit different from what I've done. But let's see if I believe Travion Henderson's still there.
There he is.
Oh my goodness!
The way that I look at this is when I watch Travion Henderson, I can't unsee it. He looks just like what's Buddy? I'm drawing a blank on his name. Buddy from New Orleans, running back. Kamara, yeah. Alvin Kamara. They look identical. You go watch Kamara in college. I mean, it is to a T. And the 49ers, the reason that Alvin Kamara is a Saint is because they traded that pick with the Saints and they drafted Alvin Kamara. They could have had him. They are at the end of a Christian McCaffrey contract and career this year. They need a true guy. You can get good running backs in this draft, but if Travion Henderson is there, he is a true, real deal running back. I think he's, to me, the clear 3rd best guy, and I might put him up there with those top 2. So give me Travion Henderson.
Wow. So the Niners get their potential CMC replacement early in the 2nd round. Travion Henderson,
sadly,
San Francisco 49.
I love him.
I
think he's a perfect fit.
I thought you were going to go Scattaboo. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, so did I.
No, I would have told you straight up. Jesse cannot stand Scattaboo.
It's not that I can't stand him. I just think every fan base seems to love this guy, and I don't understand why. I don't see it.
I was with you, and I watched him last night. I gotta say, he's a little bit better than I thought. But he's like good. Liddell Betts to me. You know what I mean?
But he's like 4th round good, not second or third.
I agree.
I mean, Liddell Betts had a 1,000-yard season. And you know what I mean? Like, he's not a bad player, but the way people act, like, he's going to change your culture. It's like, all right, these are grown men. Let's not act like some kid in college is going to come in and change the entire, whatever.
Right. What's Mike going to do, baby?
Mike, you're up. Pick 47. What are we thinking?
All right, scroll down for me just a little bit, just a tiny bit. Yeah, go back up. Okay, cool. So what I think I'm going to do here, few people Cardinals have met with. Trey Amos is at the top of the list right now, but I kind of want to go in a different direction. I think my guys here in the NFC West is kind of, we're all wild, and so I'm going to go a little wild here as well. I'm going to go wide receiver Jaden Higgins to the Arizona Cardinals. I do believe that this is not a conversation that's happening very much within our fan base. We are in need to upgrade something within this wide receiving core. We're trying to run it back with the same guys. The only guys I'm confident with is obviously Marvin Harrison Jr. and Michael Wilson, but I would love to get a guy like Jaden Higgins and to upgrade our wide receiving core. So bring them on into the Cardinals.
Jaden Higgins, pick 47 for Mike and the Arizona Cardinals. Few paces down the board, we go to pick 50. Brandon, you're on the board. Seahawks, what are we thinking?
Let me take a look at the guards, please. Interior offensive line. Boom. Tate Ratledge. I'm going to go right there. That's one of my favorites in the draft. This is a guy that steps in day one right guard starter. I've said that is, I know this is the low bar and this might make some folks laugh, but you go after this guy who's athletically as good as you've ever had at right guard, who's a mauler, who fits to this scheme, in my opinion. You're getting maybe the most talented right guard you ever had in your history here, ever in the Seattle. Wow. In my opinion, I've been watching since the 80s, so I've seen a lot of right guards come through here. So Tate's a fit. Some questions a little bit about some injuries, but it's more nagging injuries than it's major injuries. He's a pure fit here all day.
Tate's a fit at 50. Who's a fit at 52? Back on the board, Brandon.
Go back, please, to interior offensive line, if you would, sir.
Wow.
This draft is set up in a unique way where there is one really grade A center within it, and then it's a dropping off of the cliff after it. And it cannot be understated in a major way. And when it comes to, when you look at Jared Wilson, he's very similar to a guy the Seahawks tried to target in free agency, which was Drew Dahlman. In fact, they wanted to bring him in here and probably offered more money, but he wanted to go to Chicago. God only knows why. He's the first guy that's ever said that. Jared Wilson, though, is athletic as hell. 4'8", 440, great short yardage, quickness that he brings, purified scheme fit. He can move all over the place. He can pull out in front as a center, which is a rare skill that you don't see in many guys. So you pick this guy, you not only get the best center in the draft, who I do have a second round grade on, but then you're also getting to take advantage of that continuity and chemistry thing. This is what the Vikings did in free agency with bringing in the Colts interior of their offensive line, where you're able to jumpstart a little bit of that continuity, of that just, okay, I know what you're doing next to me, especially when it comes to center and right guard, because those two do a lot of combo blocking together. So you get to take advantage of that day one with these two guys. Give me Jared Wilson.
I love that. 2 Georgia Bulldogs in near back-to-back picks to shore up the offensive line for the Seahawks.
Now you like me now, Jesse.
I've got to say, for a guy that doesn't like Walter Nolan, taking 2 guys that had to double team him all game long just to contain him is kind of crazy. I don't know.
I did not see a double team all game long. That feels like a little bit of a gross. It's kind of hard to double team a guy when he's shooting up the field crazily, blindly, without any regard for where the play is going, just so he can look pretty good in the backfield. Like, look, I'm in the backfield. I'm nowhere near the play. I don't know where the ball is, but boy, look how pretty I am in the backfield with all my quickness.
Well, luckily, we'll get to see that matchup twice a year, every year moving forward. Will we not, based on this mock draft? So
we're saying a lot of which way did he go? Which way did he go?
Which way will Jake go at pick 64 at the end of the second round with the LA Rams?
All right, let's see what's below Ariante Ursery, who I do like. Okay.
He's trading Milrow in 64 for Jackson Dart.
Hey.
You're like turning it into the John Cena video. And his name is John Cena. Keep going down. Let's see. Ooh, I got a lot of guys that I like in this one. All right. Can you go up for me?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really right now take you through the thought process. Kyle Williams, I'm looking at Jalen Noel, Ariante Ursery, and I'm looking at Ben Morrison and Demetrius Knight Jr. So I am going to go with a guy that I don't know if the Rams will do this. He's a great fit for the Rams. I still think they have a need no. I'm going to go with the Rams. I think would do in this case. Jalen Noel. This is a guy that I compare to. I think he's very similar to Tyler Lockett. And I just think this is something that they would do because they already have the intel on Iowa State. The Iowa State offensive coordinator there is on the Rams coaching staff. So I think Jalen Knoll, you put him there, you have him alternate with Tutu Atwell. You got Jordan Whittington. I think the only thing with Knoll is he's not the best blocker, but I also just don't think he was really utilized in that spot. So I think he's a great fit. And I'm going to go with Jalen Knoll here.
All right. A couple second round Iowa State guys go to the NFC West, including Jalen Knoll to round out the second round. He is an LA Ram. Sure.
I'd like to see if I can potentially move up to 68. I want to offer, though, I got 2 third-round picks. So I want to offer the most current, the highest third-round pick I've got to offer. And then I want to see if I can give him a future 4 to move up in the third round.
Okay, so we got the Raiders with 68. So you want to trade, I'm assuming the 82nd.
82nd, and then a future 4 next year.
Okay. Send it through.
Send it through.
Rejected.
Do it again.
It's the Raiders. They fell the old okey doke.
All right. Love it. If at first you don't succeed, Brandon, try it and try it again. You're back on the clock at pick 68.
That's how it's done.
That's how it's done, baby. Scroll down a little bit if you could for me, please, sir.
Sure.
Did he just go off did the guy go off? No, there he is. I am going to go with the son of an NFL legend. It's always good to go with lineage, bloodlines, that DNA, that stuff you can't teach, gentlemen. It's what you want. It's what you need. Give me Mason Taylor, complete tight end, the new generation, the new model. Give me a Sam Laporta type. Yeah, all day long.
Mason Taylor, tight end, LSU. Brandon climbs up the board to pick 68. To take.
We can turn it to turbo since everyone used their trade, right?
Are all the trades done?
Mike hasn't.
Oh, you haven't used it, Mike.
Mike
sorry.
will be lurking.
All right,
Speaking of
Mike's
lurking,
going to be that in the 5th round holding the Willie Wonka.
no.
I put it on slow-mo all the way to the 7th round. Mike's finally like, you know what?
I'm ready to jump, boys.
This is the moment. Jesse, it's your moment. Pick 75 in the 3rd round. Who you liking?
Will you show me what we have at edge and then what we have at tackle?
Sure.
This person in the comment section saying Z-Bot sounds like Angus Young. Or Brian Johnson, excuse me. I mean, he doesn't sound anything like Brian Johnson. I don't think he's ever heard Brian Johnson.
Just give me one TNT there, Z-Bot.
I'm TNT. I don't mind.
Okay, all right.
I don't know. I don't know how that sounds constipated though, but rock legend sounding voice being equated to constipated. Look at sign me up. Sign me up. I'll take it.
We got Brian Johnson.
Let's go. And will you show me
Walken.
who we've got at defensive tackle as well? Sorry, one more.
Okay.
They've got Oladejo way too high up in this thing.
Way too high, dude. Way too high. I'm straight on taking him. Okay.
Stewart is interesting, but he's just so small. He's got a kind of like a James Harrison vibe I get off him. Sorry, Jesse.
Let's go Marcus Mabau. Look, he's either the future right tackle, potentially the right tackle today. But at the very least, he's a really good guard going forward. And the 49ers certainly need some help at future when it comes to their offensive line. They essentially have one guy who is guaranteed to be there in 2026. So they need a lot of help. Marcus Mabau, I'll go there. I think the value's good at this spot.
All right. Marcus Mabau out of Purdue to the San Francisco 49ers. Down to pick 78. Mike, you're on the board with the Arizona Cardinals.
All right. So here, I'll scroll down for me just a tiny bit. Okay, scroll back up. All right. So I think what I'm going to do here, I am going to go for I'm gonna rebolster up that defense, man. I'm gonna bring in Oladejo on for the Cardinals.
Got it.
They were shitting on his position. They're like, sign me the hell up.
All right.
Well, I mean, I think as a rotational guy, I think the talent is there. He's just raw. It's crazy, and he might go that high. He really might. It's just tough because when the whole process started, you're talking about a guy who was like a 5th or a 6th round guy. He shot up draft boards. And I think the consensus in fans, which is what we're going off of, they just continue to like push him up boards. It's like, oh, I'm all in. And you got everybody all in on this player who's a good player, but probably should go a little bit later.
Fair. I know the Cardinals met with them, so that's why I'm just going to jump on him.
He's talented. Like you're going for upside with him. So it is just the off-ball linebacker 1 year play out as an edge, and he just doesn't know what he's doing. He's a ball of lightning coming off the edge with no understanding of a plan, really.
And also, I do want to say this: if there's a player you absolutely love and you know you're not going to get him your next turn around, then it technically isn't too high. You know what I mean? So,
right.
I mean, Jake got Milrow, so.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
Speaking of Jake, you're up again. Pick 90 in the 3rd round.
Yeah, this one's tough because I have 2 that I'm really looking at here: Chris Paul Jr. and Charles Grant, because I think you need to have a backup plan post Havenstein, which that is right around the corner. But Chris Paul Jr. does a little bit of everything. I think it'd be a perfect complement to Omar Speights, and I absolutely love the player. So I'm going to go with Chris Paul Jr. here because I do think there are other right tackle opportunities there. But I think when you look at a guy that can get off his blocks and just watching the tape from 2023 to 2024 and how, he's not even like, trying to skeet around a block. He's literally trying to rip right through the block. Listening to some interviews with him, I just think he's a really smart, conscientious football player. So I think the Rams will really like him. Give me Chris Paul Jr. To put next to Omar Speights and bolster that defense.
Chris Paul Jr. to the Rams, and a couple picks later, Brandon on the board at 92.
Holy hell, this draft felt nice to me. Can you scroll down just a little bit for me, please?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not taking Kyle Williams, Daniel, because that's not realistic. He's going way earlier than this.
I will take Kyle Williams, but that's what this is going to be between me and Savion Williams on this one. It's just going to be a Williams one way or the other on this pick. There's a little bit of a draw to go. A little bit of a draw. No, they took Wyatt Milliam there, so it is really between those 2 guys for me.
How about throw Cam Williams in the mix as well? That you can go through 3 Williams.
Just keep stacking Williams on Williams. I love Savion Williams, just so fun, dynamic with the ball in his hands. Kyle Williams has really risen up. We met with Kyle Williams and we met with Savion Williams too. So we've met with both of these 2 guys. I'm going to go with, I think Williams is more refined and he's a finished product right now, but I love the upside of Williams, and you can always turn him into a gadget guy. Hell, the guy can be the 4th running back on your roster if you need to.
But what about Williams?
Yeah. I mean, I think you're not talking enough about Williams.
I mean, you could just talk about Tyler Lockett who's another like Tyler Lockett clone versus.
I'm going with Savion. Savion's my pick.
So Cordell Patterson, gotcha.
He's much better than Cordell as a receiver. Cordell Patterson didn't have anywhere close to a 90% catch win rate coming out of college at Tennessee. He was throwing bubble screens and giving reverses all day and fly sweeps and whatnot. That was his whole game out of Tennessee. This guy is actually shows some upside as a route runner. He's raw, but he's got a ways to go. But minimum, you can turn him into a gadget guy. And the thing that's missing from the Seahawks offense for the past 2 years is 2 major components with the receiving core. And this has included DK Metcalf, by the way. That is yak, and that is contested catch. We've been at the back end on both of those departments here for a couple of years. The thing that Savion brings at the head of his game, at the forefront of his game, is yak and contested catchability. So I think it's a fit. I'm definitely drawn to Kyle Williams. I could flip a coin and be happy with either one here. I think Kyle Williams is getting a little bit elevated at a 25th hour here, and it's a little bit the opposite of Oloa Dejo. It's like reverse order, where it's a guy that's supposed to go here at the start of the process and then just keeps rising and rising and rising and rising. And you go, wait, are we sure that we want to push him up there? Phil Simms has got him as a 2nd-rated receiver. It's getting a little bit, I think, overstated at this point with him.
Can you pause it at the Browns pick? Just FYI, sorry.
Yes, definitely. So Savion it is here then, Brandon.
Savion it is.
Savion it is. He is a Seattle Seahawk. All right, let's pause it at the Browns per Mike's request. And what do we think?
All right, so let's go ahead and switch. Let's send over. We're switching the 94 for the Cardinals. What do we got? 115.
Only 3 remaining picks, by the way, for Arizona.
Yeah, it's all good. 94 to 115, and then we can go ahead and throw them. Let's see if they can take a next year 4th or something.
Okay. 25% chance. Shall we risk it?
Hell yeah,
Yeah,
we
do it
could.
twice.
Punch in the
It'll
face.
go.
Take their money.
We have 4 chances to send it
Just
through.
force it through. Stuff it.
Just keep doing it. Just stuff
Stuff
it right
it.
in the
Not
face.
once,
Stuff it.
not
Oh, yeah.
twice,
Not going to
three.
happen.
All right.
All right.
Stuff it.
All right.
Okay. All right. Just F it. Just okay. We're good then. I don't want to send it.
You don't want to send it. Okay.
No, no.
Cleveland's being stingy.
Why are they being so stingy,
I
Cleveland?
know. It's not like them. That's
You
not
need
like them.
picks. You need players.
They really
right.
want you to take Deshaun Watson off their hands. It looks like.
Right. Yeah, they're
right.
trying to get you to take the contract with him, Mike. That's
True.
right.
Yeah.
Let's see who Jesse takes at pick
Ooh,
98.
Kyle
He's got
Williams
a
up in the
couple
board,
of
isn't
picks coming up here. Jesse, go ahead. 98.
I'm going to go with one of my draft crushes in this draft, and that is Anthony Belton. I think he is the perfect Trent Williams replacement. He's somebody who's better off if he sits a year, but when you look at all of his measurables, you look at how refined he is. I think he can play right away. I just think learning from Trent Williams for a year would do him really well. And I just think athletically he fits the profile. I love Anthony Belton. Absolutely love him. And yeah, he's easily my pick right here.
Anthony
Good
Belton,
sounds like a Ram.
98.
Jesse's already addressing the offensive line for the 49ers way more than Shanahan ever would.
Yeah, I know. Can we go to defensive tackle?
You sure can.
Oh, sorry.
Oh man.
You lost out on Jordan Phillips. Ha 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 ha. Too bad.
No, it wasn't even that. It was CJ West, but he was probably gone a while ago and I didn't recognize. Okay, let's do
Go with Deion Walker. All the fans tell me he can one tech. How about
you
Caldwell?
know what? I'm
You're a
gonna
duck.
Deion Walker, you know what? He didn't I didn't like him, but it just came out that he's playing with like a fractured back, so he's healthy. I don't know. I mean, that's got to go into it. All right. One more thing for me. Just go to the full board and let's scroll through a little bit, see what else is available.
You could do a Savania and just triple down on that offensive line and reinforce the hell out of that thing
Stop
too.
giving them ideas. Stop taking my guys.
All right. Let's go.
Jeffrey Bassa, just do it.
Yeah, best do it.
Let's
do it,
go.
Master.
Well,
Do it.
I'm gonna go with a corner here. I'm gonna go with Noah Williams. Absolutely love Noah Williams.
Oh, shit.
And I need a starting corner who's a true outside guy. So we'll go with Noah Williams here.
Noah Williams at pick 100.
I just don't want the 49ers to get any better. So, like, I'm going to be complaining no matter what they do.
Pause the board as we head into round 4 real quick. Take a peek at your super chats coming in. Alex Martin coming in. He's saying Jake uncuffed. Finally, in all caps. Freddie K coming in. He's saying, fellas, full house today. Go Rams. Good to see you, Freddie. Thanks for joining us.
Ready?
Alex is coming back in. He's saying ACDC, not Tenacious Z. A little metal, a little
Love
Jack Black. Little
Tenacious
Jack Black
D,
bot.
you mean?
I love that.
Get a Z for Z-Bot.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
There, now he's got it. Now
All
he's got
right.
it. And Larry's loving how the board is falling for the Niners, and Jesse saying, go Niners. Good job, Jesse. Jesse with a couple of picks there at 98 and 100. Love it. As we head into round 4, I'm going to turn up the speed just a bit. Mike, you're the last one with a trade remaining. So if you see anything pop up, give me a shout. But we will get back after it. And believe it or not, next up again is Jesse. Jesse, pick 113.
Dear God.
Jeez.
All right. Okay. 113. What do I want to do here? I'm gonna go with a player that I could manipulate this thing and absolutely wait and get this guy super late. But realistically, this is about where he's going to go, I believe. So go to linebacker. It's gonna look crazy.
Mondin.
Smile Mondon Jr.
Yeah,
Scroll down.
they're
He's way
light
down.
on him. Yeah,
I don't
they're
know
like
what the heck
way
they're
low
doing.
on it. I don't
Yeah,
even know.
It's crazy. I don't want to manipulate it. I want to be as realistic as possible. This is arguably the best cover linebacker in the draft, I think. Athletically, he's phenomenal. He's not the hardest hitter, but he doesn't really have any flaws in his game. I mean, he's a solid tackler. He's not a thumper, but he can guard any position, tight end or running back, man or zone. Athletically, he's an absolute stud. So I'm going to go with Smile Mondon.
Smile Mondon. Love it. A bunch of Georgia Bulldogs joining the NFC West in the 2025 draft. Let's see who joins the Cardinals at pick 115 from Mike.
Okay. Let's take a scroll down for me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I think what we're gonna do here. So we got 115 and then 152. So big. Okay, so yeah, it's crazy that Kyle Williams is still there. That's nuts.
PFF hates him for some reason, and every mock I do, he falls every time.
Shit's wild.
He's probably going in like the second round. But
oh yeah, for sure. Okay, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go after a guy that the Cardinals just visited with a couple days ago. Scroll down for me. It's going to be Ty Robinson out of Nebraska. We're going to continue to add pieces in that defensive line.
That's another guy who just goes in the 7th round for no reason.
Yeah, I know. I see it every time. All right, Ty Robinson, Arizona Cardinals at pick 115 as we cruise down round 4 to the Rams at pick
I'm not picking Kyle Williams. That's not realistic at all.
Crazy.
It's so stupid. So I really like Ashton Gelati. I'm not 100% going to pick him, but I really do like him here. I know they met with, we already talked about the Isaac Tesla. It's actually Tesla, so I'm out on him now. It should be called
I hate that that's capitalized. I hate him for capitalizing that name. I don't know if it's his ancestors that did. I hate all of them. I hate all of their lineage for doing that. It's the most it's so presumptuous. It's pretentious. I hate it. I don't want him on my team just for that reason alone.
Well, I just don't like the Tesla. Although I feel like he's going to be a Ram. I don't know why. But can you scroll down for me, Z-Bot?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. I really like this player, and I feel like they're going to 100% draft Jarquez Hunter. But I'm going to go with Brashard Smith because I get a full route tree at running back, a former wide receiver. Brando knows that I brought this guy up when we did our 8-hour mock draft the other night. Brashard Smith is a guy that is very new to the position, very green, but you have Kyron Williams, and I just feel like I want something that's different than Kyron Williams and Blake Corum. And Brashard Smith is that. Full route tree, 4.3 speed. I don't care necessarily that he tested that. I see it on tape. He's got plenty of moves that he can make. He can make guys miss. He breaks more tackles than you would expect. So give me Brashard Smith and bolster this offense.
We'll do hell of a year from Brashard Smith last year. So the halfback goes to the Rams at pick 127. Brandon rounds us out in pick 4 with pick 137 for the Seahawks.
I think I want to bring a hometown kid back home. We don't want to let them go too far. You want to make sure. No, I'll stay in the spirit of this. Let's take a look if we can.
He's still there.
I'm telling
crazy.
That's
go. In the spirit of the fact you would have taken your guys, I'm sure would have taken if he drops that long.
By the way, if you take him here, you still get like a C+ on a grade. Yeah,
it's ridiculous. Can you show me actually offensive line tackles? Yeah, OT.
I'm sorry, my bad. Yep.
I don't know who Land Larson is. Take over.
And then scroll down a little bit.
Who is that?
Okay. Okay, back to the normal board if we can, please. Okay, I'm going to go with a little bit of value on this one. Scroll down one more time, guys. I'll be kind of quick on this one. I just screw just a little bit more. So I'm pulled in a couple different directions here. I hate Quinn Ewers. I don't want to do it. I'm so scared to do it.
I can't decide who I hate more, him or Riley Leonard. I don't know.
Okay,
why are you hating?
We're going to go with in the 4th round late. Let's go with Savion Williams.
What?
What?
Who?
Savion. You
You mean
wrote
Savion
Savion
Jones?
Williams.
Did you already do that?
No, I see Williams on the brain. Savion Jones.
Savion Jones.
Wow,
You just is obsessed with the Savions.
I love the
Two
Savion.
Savions. That's
No, this is a big physical edge who understands how to use his pass rush moves. I think that this is great value if he drips down here. It's more of a value pick here to me because I think that we've handled business with our line. There's not really an offensive lineman to go for here. The cornerbacks are all pretty similarly rated at this spot of the draft, in my opinion. So I really would just double back down to value as I could. Guy like Billy Bowman's nice. He takes away the ball back in the secondary, but the guy weighs about 125 pounds soaking wet. So I'm going to go with this.
Me.
Yeah, Mickens is interesting too here, but I think Jones as a player's got more upside than Mickens as a safety. I'm going to go for upside and value and roll that way with it.
all right. So the Seahawks become the first team to ever draft 2 Savions, I believe, in one draft. That's pretty
The new
impressive.
hotness. It's the new hotness, man. I'm telling you.
I love it.
God,
All right.
Kyle Williams is there, guys. I don't know. I think I gotta.
At some point, you just got to jump. I mean, at
So
some point, it's
crazy. I
basically
don't
turning away
understand
free
it.
money.
All right, this one's easy for me. I've liked this player this whole draft process, and I think they're moving up boards for very, very good reason. I think early on in the process, this player was a UDFA guy. Knowing what I've got in Walter Nolan, who is certainly a guy who can get in the backfield and get after a quarterback, Brandon. I do also need a big body guy next to him who's a true 2-gap eater, and that's Cam Jackson out of Florida.
Cam Jackson out of Florida. That's your pick right here, Jesse.
Yep.
Lock it in. 147. Now we move to 152. Mike on the clock with the Arizona Cardinals. Kyle Williams still there.
Scroll down for me.
I hate everything.
Right. Let's see here.
Go get Quinn Ewers. Go get
Right.
Kyler Murray's
Let me double
replacement.
down on people you guys hate. Keep scrolling down for me just a little bit more. Okay. Go back up. Sorry. Okay. I think what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna try to look for maybe like at this point. I feel like I've dressed a lot of guys, but maybe a center of the future. Give me Seth McLaughlin. I know the Cardinals love Ohio State guys, so just give me Seth.
Ooh, love it.
All righty.
Okay.
Seth McLaughlin, the center, goes to Arizona. And Jesse, which feels like he's onto his 700.
He's gone. He's gone.
They just keep spinning.
Oh,
They just
Dude,
keep
Kyle
spinning.
Williams should have
They just
fallen
keep
to me there,
spinning.
guys. Wow.
Jesse was
ridiculous.
really waiting for pick 160. The Chargers robbed him, so now he's got to go in a different direction at 160.
Tesla's there
Can
right now.
you go to safety for me?
Mhm.
All right. Malachi Moore.
Malachi Moore out of Bama goes to Jesse.
I think realistically, I probably would have to take him at 138-ish. I don't have that pick anymore, but it's a possible he could be there. So I'll go with Malachi.
And now we got Brandon rounding us out with 2 picks at the end of round 5, starting with pick 172.
First, let me take a look at tackle again, please. Okay, so nothing really where I want it to be there necessarily. Emory Jones is interesting. I think he's playing tackle. Okay, then click that, close that off if you could, and then give me, please, defensive tackle. Scroll down a little bit. Okay, scroll up. Sorry, go back. I'm done doing that. We can just go back to the main board. I just want to look at what we had. Okay, I'm going to go for cornerback help on the outside, and I think this kid's got a lot of twitch and speed to him. I think he fits to the scheme, being able to play zone and be able to play man coverage. I think he's got his best days still ahead of him with the raw goods he does. He pretty much gives you the same kind of raw goods that you guys got, Robert Longerbeam, that the Cardinals got out of the same college there last year in Melton. You look at those guys' testing times and what they did, very similar. Obviously, there's a reason he's going to this spot in the draft, but you're not needing a starter here. This is just rounding out the depth, and he's a pure outside corner at that. So I'm going to go with Robert on this pick.
Longer beam at 172. Who's going at 175?
And then just a quick scroll down. I think I know where I'm going to want to go. And this is a little bit more pulling for need at this point, I'll admit. A little bit more down. Just wanted to look through a few more of these names. I think I know I want to go with. Okay, so yeah, well, that's a draw here to maybe go quarterback, but I think with them bringing back Drew Lock on a 2-year deal, you're not really looking as much for quarterback here. So the guy that I'll go with is actually going to be Zaw Frazier. You went out a couple years ago, and from UT, you just went past him. Scroll back down. Right there. Okay, Zaw Frazier, you went to UTSA a couple of years ago and got a real big, lanky, super fast athlete with some really top-notch ball skills, and you turned him into just about an all-pro corner from day one. Kids from the same college, built the same way with the same skill set, and a little bit of a better tackler, actually, than Reek Woolen was. So let's go back to the well once again. I love the kid's tape. Let's take another cornerback here. We need a couple because we have Woolen on the final year of his deal, and our other starting corner, Josh Jobe, is also on a one-year deal. We don't have a lot behind them.
Brandon double dipping at corner at the end of round 5. Love it as we head into round 6 and speed our way down to pick 190. LA Rams are on the clock.
All right. Let's see. So I'm going to have you filter by, let's see, tight end, since we haven't added a tight end yet, if that's even worth it. That is not
47 picks at this point.
Yeah, so I'll just trade for Michael Mayer in the offseason. It's all good.
Post draft.
So yeah, offensive tackle. All right. Okay, I like what I see. Offensive tackle, and then we'll do interior defensive line, edge, and corner, and safety. All right.
All the positions.
Give me everybody. You know what?
You just scroll through.
Yeah. One by one.
So, yeah, I'm actually. So Jesse sucks because I would have totally taken Malachi here.
Go Caleb Brainsaw.
I'm gonna go with Jalen Travis. I like his athletic profile there. I think he would fit tackle from Iowa State. So I'm gonna go with Jalen Travis here.
You haven't taken a lineman yet, have you?
Nope.
Jalen Travis off. Jake, you're back up at 195. Wow, you got a ton of picks in round 6.
Does.
Yeah, they just I don't even remember. I think it was a bunch of those like throwaway trades. You know,
Well, they do good. This is where you guys have done pretty good in the drafts, though, too. It's like you guys have picked some pretty good spots here.
Yeah, I mean, like I think Travis could be, an option post Rob Havenstein. So I feel good about that pick. Can you scroll down for me, Z-Bet?
Sure.
Well, let's see. Yeah, Tyler Shuck would have been gone by now, so that's not even.
They're talking about him late first round potentially.
Yeah.
Come on, PFF, get your head out of your ass.
Yeah, weren't they just saying today he's the best pure passer in the entire draft?
It only took him until he was 25 to do it, but yeah.
Light bulbs did come on.
Keep going.
Whew.
All right, you guys can have my picks. Fuck this shit. No. Yeah, keep going down. Keep going.
Page 2, perhaps?
Yeah, page 2.
You're in good draft territory. You got to go to page 2.
Page 2. I actually like Kyton Crawford a lot. Oh, Hunter Wohler, although what? I don't know. I think he'd probably go around higher. I'm going to go with Wohler, though, because he's there.
Okay.
I'll go with Wohler.
Hunter Wohler, we won't have to wait long for 2 more picks from Jake.
Oh my god.
That dude, if you watch WWE, that's Hunter Wohler in a nutshell. Dude's trying to spear everybody into oblivion. Okay. If you could
Page 3.
no, filter it out for interior defensive line and corner, since we still need to pick a corner, I guess. I'm also trading for Jalen Ramsey afterwards, so it's all good.
You got Desmond Watson, dude. You want a space heater? There you go.
Yeah.
All 500 pounds.
I like Mac McWilliams here, so I'll go with him.
Okay.
I think he fits what they really look for in corner. So,
Love that name too, Mackie Mick.
Love it.
Mackie Mick.
Strong.
There we go.
That's an NFL name right there.
Mackie Mick at 201.
Mac McWilliams, and then the last one here. I might even. So, what's Edge look? Oh, Edge looks probably like dog water, but yeah. Nothing against those guys, but there's nobody that I actually.
I think I'm on page 2 of this list somewhere on the edge right here. If you go to page 2.
Well, I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to double dip on a linebacker or a wide receiver, because I know the linebacker that I would take is Dolak from Buffalo, so who will probably end up being a Buffalo Bill. Z-Bot.
Ricky White's not bad. He did get to 4.48 on the pro day.
He won't be there. He will not be there this late because I mean his stock is rising. He'll probably go 4th round. I am going to go with a guy that's not even on the list. Probably. Let's see. On this list, obviously he's in the thing. I'm going to go with Brew McCoy. I think that's the type of receiver that they would go after. Very similar to, kind of maybe not like the super sexy guy, but really good blocker, good route runner, natural hands. That's the type of guy I think that they would choose there. So I'm going to go with Brew McCoy.
I like it. Mac Mick and Brew Mick back to back at 201 and 202.
You're on it, man. It's like a quick trigger with you,
For the Rams.
A lot of mix.
Now we're off to the finale. The round 7 picks are upon us, and Brandon kicks us off at 223 with the Seahawks.
Could you please filter by defensive lineman? Gentlemen, I'm going to top off in creating what is going to be no shade to your Rams team, Jake. They're nice and plucky, but I'm going to build the best defensive line in this sport, stem to stern, front to back. And I'm going to move Byron Murphy to be unleashed fully like hell. No more nose tackle, no more being chained to that position with the double teams at 300 pounds. I want Nazir Stackhouse. He gives you no pass rush ability in this draft, but he's going to be a pure 2-gapping, 1 tech. You should have gone with it, Jake. You shouldn't have let me have this one. Thank you for that. This tops my draft off nicely. 2 cherries right on top of the sundae all day.
I would have gone with Thor.
So Nazir, we're locking that in.
Nazir Stackhouse.
Nazir Stackhouse. We're talking about an all-name draft. Towards
Is he related to Jerry Stackhouse by chance? Probably, right?
Mike, it feels like you haven't picked since the first round, but you're on the board here.
Yeah, I was going to trade up somewhere, but nah, I'm just kidding. No, I don't know. Let's scroll down from here real quick. Let's see what we got going on.
That's another one, dude. Mickens wouldn't be there. Come on.
I know it.
Scroll down.
Shuck's going to go undrafted. What the hell? It's all because some guy at PFF hates him. So he programmed, this guy sucks. I think he's undraftable. That's silly.
I think we're going to throw Hail Mary out there. Just filter out running backs for me real quick.
That's not a bad way to go.
Let's go. Raheem Sanders. Let's go that route.
Rocket.
All right. Raheem Sanders.
Not the
running back
raccoon.
action. All right. Raheem Sanders rounds out Mike's draft at pick 225. Jesse at 227.
Yeah. Go to center for me. And take Jake Majors. Please tell me he's there. Is he gone? Oh my God. Where did he go? He just went 1 pick before me. Are you kidding me?
Oh, yeah. Look at damn.
Wow.
Should have traded with
You've got to be kidding me.
Should have saved that card for the 7th
Get used
round.
to Zach and get used to Brendel, buddy.
Brendel all day.
all day. Jake Brendel.
Dude.
Look, Cooper Mays
gotta
is
be
quick off
kidding
the
me.
ball, and Kendall's comes from the father who's played years in the sport, almost Hall of Famer himself. Kendall comes in pretty ready made.
We're literally one stupid pick. We're so late in the draft, and I can't even have him. All right. Go to edge. Go to edge for me. I know, dude. I've got so many picks coming up, and I don't
Edge
care.
is awful, dude.
I don't care.
I like Elijah
I
Austin.
don't know. All right. He's all right. I'm
not saying I love him.
He's
I won't
fine.
marry him.
You know what? Johnny Walker's the clear best out of these guys, in my opinion.
Oh, we know why
Are
you
you
went with
are
Johnny
you saying
Walker.
that because that's the drink you want?
Wait.
No. I
Jake
actually
Majors is gone.
think
Philip,
I think he's a good player. A good flyer, I should say, not a good player. We're in the 7th round. Let's not get ahead of
Let's be
ourselves.
real here.
But
You
out
should
of all
just
these guys, I think Johnny
Walker.
Walker is clearly the best talent. So I'll go with Johnny Walker.
They're going to be calling him Johnny Blue Label out in San Francisco. Johnny Walker to the Bay Area. Now we go to Brando, pick 234 in the round, in 7th round.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
there's-
we're just in bonus territory here. I can kind of do whatever I want, I feel like. Let's just take one more look at the interior offensive line, just to take a gander. A little
Gander.
Still a gander there, All right, we got Joshua Gray, Clay Webb, Ken, we don't need a center. And then tackle, please. Sorry.
There are some good names in this draft.
Yeah, there are.
Ooh, Xavier Truss. Oh, he's got to go with the Ravens.
Yeah, I'm going to do we'll go with Mickens. We'll just go with the top guy on our board at this point. I'm pretty good with no, you just clear out all those guys' names. He'll be the first guy that comes up when you come.
Calling shenanigans on that one.
Boom.
We shouldn't have been there.
Brandon doesn't care. He says it's there. I'm taking
Are
it.
there rules here? There are no rules here.
All right.
Rules?
Jesse,
No
you got the
rules.
final 2 picks of the NFC West Roundtable's mock draft. The floor is yours.
God, this is what we got, huh? This is fantastic. Keep scrolling down. Jeez, man.
Brendel's not
Unbelievable.
better than Coleman Shellen. Get out of here with that.
No, dude, I don't. You guys are all. This is what's frustrating about PFF is they don't have all the players. So there's like actual good prospects that should be here, but they're not.
Take the
on
next
PFF.
Purdy.
Scroll up. I was going to actually, but
Who would that
he's
be?
gone. So, I was looking at Buddy from Missouri.
And Cook?
Brady Cook.
Brady Cook?
Yeah, Cook. Yeah,
You sure
but
he's
he's
gone?
gone. He's gone. Yeah.
Is he?
Oh, yeah.
All right, Cam Miller would be the closest thing I would
Okay.
say.
All right, let's go. I don't, dude. I
Cam
don't
Miller's like
care,
a pint-sized
honestly.
John L.
We'll go with Weiss Jr. and then we'll go ahead and take him. Weiss Jr. down there.
Wees, buddy.
East.
Nice. I'm the only one that got that, by the way.
I know. You would be.
And then go to tight end. Give me Nesbitt. There we go.
You sounded very happy about
Yeah,
that.
Jesse
So
loved the
Yeah,
conclusion
just give me
of that
this
draft.
guy. This poor dude's living his dream, getting the call, and what are you on the other line? Like, I guess we'll take you. We don't have
Yeah,
any
yeah.
other options. So
I hope you're as excited as we are to have you. Come on down. I wish this would itemize it based on the teams that we chose.
too.
It does.
Yeah, so frustrating.
So
Yeah.
are we just like, all right, screw y'all. Like you can't see what you did.
Yeah,
Just first round, unfortunately.
that sucks. But here is the first round, by the way. If we look back at what the fellas did in the first round, starting with pick 11 that was traded by Jesse, moves down to pick 13 with the Miami Dolphins. Walter Nolan, Brandon's favorite player on the board, goes to the San Francisco 49ers. Niners.
I'll be doing
Jalen
handstands,
Walker,
bro.
16 to the Arizona Cardinals for Mike's Cardinals. Then we go over to 18. Kenneth Grant is a Seattle Seahawk. And then the shocker of the first round, perhaps, Jake trades down with the Philadelphia Eagles to pick 32 and takes potentially the future at quarterback, Jalen Milroe.
I hope it
out
happens.
of
That'd be so sick.
Alabama.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, you're fun and games until you see that athleticism with Sean McVay's offense. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but you need the accuracy with McVay's.
That's what I thought
offense,
about
too.
Trey Lance too. We saw how that worked out.
Yeah, well,
Ask
I'll
Jesse
take
about
Sean McVay over
inaccurate
Kyle
big arm
Shanahan, my
quarterbacks.
guy.
Jake, if you were to put a percentage in terms of the realistic ability of that happening, what would you put it at a week out?
Right now, I'm about a 50-50 because 50% of me is saying, yes, they actually want a quarterback. This got out. They weren't trying to leak this, right? And then 50% of me is this got out. They were trying to leak this. They are trying to get teams to trade up, get more of an opportunity to trade up. If you fake out, the Browns and the Giants and you're like, I'm going to draft this guy. The Rams are having meetings with him. I'm sure Seattle's kind of doing the same thing. They're not going to take Milroe at 18, but it's all part of the game. And so I'm 50-50 Z-Bot. I could see them doing this. I really could. And I could see them, sticking and picking. I could see them trading down. I mean, I've been told that they want to go offense and they want to get an offensive weapon, early. So we'll see. I also really would say, I don't know how realistic it is with the draft and everything, but I think that TD's Dolphins could really trade Jalen Ramsey back to the Rams. I think that's a real thing to monitor. because they were, as I told you guys, trying to replace. I want to say trying to replace, but they were trying to add another corner after signing Akello Witherspoon. So, I don't necessarily think they're totally set at corner. So those would be the two things that I would say. I mean, 50-50 on Milroe.
Playing safety?
He wouldn't play safety. He had his worst year last year tackling wise. He missed 14 tackles. It's the first time in his career he missed more than 10 tackles in a season. So I don't know necessarily if they'd want him to play safety, but I also think he just needs to get out of Miami, man. Sorry, TD. Like it's a dumpster fire there. Chris Greer's giving out contracts that should never be given out. It's bad, and I'll just say this right now: the Rams. He still has plenty of fans in that building, and he is still a big fan of the Rams. So again, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but don't be surprised if it does.
Let me ask you real quick, Jake, the whole Milroe thing. You think there's more legs to Milroe as opposed to Jackson Dart? And I know that's like a kind of a talk, but Jackson Dart's definitely up there in terms of like what top 3, top 4, top 5, depending on your rankings are. But you think it's gonna be more Milroe than it is Dart?
That's the thing where I think it kind of coincides with the 50-50. It's a great question. I mean, I think, maybe they like Dart and they're using Milroe. It's kind of that got out. Remember I told you guys that got out and then they're like, oh, well, I guess we'll say that we met with Milroe. We'll meet with Milroe. So I don't really know. I will say though, Sean McVay had an interesting revelation. I thought in 2018, they won when they lost the Super Bowl, they won the NFC title. And the thing about that year, and I always bring it back to this, is that Vic Fangio and the Chicago Bears played him it was week 15, December game, absolutely stifled Goff, stifled McVay's offense. And Bill Belichick used that as a blueprint to beat them in the Super Bowl. And so after that, instead of Sean McVay acting like he's high and mighty and I'm better than everybody else, I'm not going to adjust, he actually not only changed his offense to that, but he also brought in Brandon Staley as the next defensive coordinator post Wade Phillips to bring in that Vic Fangio philosophy. So Sean McVay has watched, and I say this, I'm not saying he is this player, but he's watched Jalen Hurts, this type of player. When you look at Milroe, he's watched him give him fits. Okay. Say what you will. They have done a nice job until they haven't. And, you could get 3rd and 14. I was at I was at SoFi Stadium, 3rd and 14, and Hurts just turns it into a 15-yard gain. And you don't have that with Stafford. So obviously you're not rushing Stafford out the door, but you have a guy in Milroe who you bring in. He's different, but he still gives you that, elite arm strength. But now he gives you that at least the elite athleticism that you've been exposed to and exposed against. The Cardinals with Kyler Murray. I'm not saying Brock Purdy's elite, but that mobility, they don't have that. And then, now Sam Darnold. I'm not saying he has elite mobility, but he is mobile. Yeah. And so I think that's the thing. The next guy, I don't think is going to be a Stafford clone like I initially kind of thought. But if I'm wrong, man, I'll tell you right now, if Dart's there, then they'll probably be Dart, or it'll be Kyle McCord, like I was told early in this process that they really liked. So yeah. I think it'll be one of those 3 guys. I do.
Couple super chats before we round out. Larry coming in. He's saying, I think I watch too much Jesse. He knew it was going to be fun. I knew it was looking for CJ West. Martinez at back. I don't think you went with Martinez, did you?
No, because I went with Travion Henderson at 43, but he's right. Martinez definitely would have been a thought at pick 100 or 113 for sure.
I like
and
Martinez.
Alex is saying something tells me Zeba and I would get along. I agree, Alex, 100%. I hope everybody watching tonight had a fantastic time watching the fellas go through a 7-rounder. How about that, fellas? The 3rd round we would have been done 40 minutes ago. So good call on doing the 7th rounder. We got to get a good look at how it all fell. And I'm thinking this time next week we might have to run it back one more time pre-draft to see what has changed between now and then, because we are just a week and 2 days out from the
Except for we're going to use PFN next week.
I like that. Let's use a different. So I like that. I know it's tough. But
I'm with
Jesse
I don't
swears
care.
by
It's
the
all
other
good.
one.
PFN, PFF,
better.
PZZ,
Way
PKA,
better.
whatever you
Way
got.
better.
We're going to use ZBOT next week. It's a very good
Will
service.
Kyle Williams still be there in the 6th round, though? That's what I need
No,
to know.
he won't be.
All right.
No.
That's what we're going to find out. I like that, though. Next week, we'll use a different software. We'll see how things shake up. Maybe it's the same. Maybe it's different. I wish we could use this week's comparison to that. But, of course, we're limited to the first round here. But
I don't
we'll
remember who I drafted.
I'll go back through. I'll go back through and I'll write down all of our picks and then see how similar we can get.
Oh, Jesse.
What a
Nice
guy.
of you.
What a guy.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
What a guy.
I'll do
What a
it.
show. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. On your way out the door, like button if you could, subscribe button if you could. Remember to become a member as well. We did a giveaway last show. We'll be doing giveaways, I'm sure, throughout the rest of the year. So make sure to click on that as well. And then stay tuned for next week. We'll dive into it once again. And then all of a sudden, boom, we're here. We'll see what actually happens. And then, of course, the week after, we'll recap what we saw during the 2025 NFL draft. But for tonight, that's going to do it. Mike, Jesse, Jake, and Brandon, I'm your host, Z-Bot. Thanks so much, as always, for tuning into the NFC West Roundtable. And we'll see you on the next one.
Go Cards.
Go Cox.